friends, how are you doing today? It's good to have everyone here again. My name is Okoyemi. For those who are joining us for the very first time, okay, so basically what we'll do here is to share information and opportunities abroad. All we do here is to ensure is to help with necessary information to make your relocation dream comes true. Not just that, but also to help you or equip you for growth and development. So, guys, if this is what you would like to listen to, I will encourage you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel, and you can always come here to watch my videos. For any inquiries, for any comments, for whatever information you need, please just drop a message or just comment, put the comment in the comment section, then trust me, I'm going to be there to reach out or to reply to your message. So, guys, today the first question of discussion is this headline of the newspaper. It says UK immigration, will stammer make it more difficult for you to move to Britain? That's the question for us. Will it make it difficult for anyone to move to Britain? Now, Labour has pledged to reduce net migration. We all know that for both the Tories and the Conservatives, they both want to cut down net migration. But Labour said the Conservative have, you know, now Labour has pledged to reduce net migration. We all know that both the Conservative and the Tories during their campaign want to cut net migration. But now, aiming to lower the annual figures to a couple of 100,000, they believe not setting a specific target is sensible, but anticipate their policies will achieve this reduction. Now, I said the Office for the Budget Responsibility forecast net migration to stabilize around 350,000 annually over the next 5 years under current conservative policy. So, guys, 350,000 people annually. Now, it seems to be high, right? I think it used to be higher, but now it it's set to be 350,000 annually over the next 5 years. That's the current policy of the conservative without additional measure to lower this number. So let's believe that 350,000 annually. Now, I don't know. I'm sure somebody watching this video will be part of this 350 in a couple of period, months, weeks, year. We don't know how. I don't know how soon that's going to be, but I know someday soon you will join the number. Okay, so it says the fiscal impact of 350. Now, why are they bringing so much people annually? Reason is because they want to reduce the amount or the money borrowed. Now it says is to project, okay, the fiscal impact of 350,000 annually net migration is projected to reduce public sector borrowing by 7.4 billion pounds. So you can imagine how much they are borrowing. That's a lot of money. So for public sector, the borrow is huge, and now it will reduce the borrow of the public sector by 7.4 billion pounds by 2028 to 2029. Now, this is a future target. This is a future agenda. And that means that if you allow 350,000 people to come into the country annually, then it means there is a 7.4 billion pounds that will not be used on public anymore. So that helps to what? To save like about 7.4 billion pounds. That's a lot of money, you know. Now I say a significant portion of the net migration. Significant point. So I understand people coming from different countries, from different locations. You say, but a significant portion of the net migration consists of international students whose tuition fees help expand course offerings and compensate for domestic student and research funding shortfalls. Do you see what that is doing? So for international students, they contribute to a higher percentage of this portion of the net migration. Says they help their tuition fee, help in expanding courses offerings. And now don't forget that when it was announced that students can't bring in their dependents anymore, you will notice that there's a drastic fall on the money that comes into the government purse through the international student. There's a significant fall, and it was everywhere. It was loud that the hindrance or the inability of students to bring their dependents has really affected the intake of foreign students. Also, you will remember that there are also courses that are crashed, that are clashed, that are crashed. Some courses are put to hold, some are scrapped, and they no longer exist. Maybe when we now have more international students, they'll bring them back to life. You know what I'm trying to say. So it means there is enough international students to build or to bring bet new courses. Do you understand? So that's a lot of work the international students are doing to the economy of the United Kingdom. So it means that indirectly the government is looking into the direction of what? International students. You will definitely see that in couple of days or weeks, you will see new immigration rule as regards immigration of international students. Let's watch out for that news. It's not out yet, but I assume I look forward to that news because he understands the effect, he understands their impact on the economy. So definitely, a every government that wants to progress, especially to enhance the economy of the country, we want to definitely buy ideas that will ensure that the economy is built up. So now it says they also provide a short-term labor supply for the UK businesses. That is what all of these people that come and do. So directly or indirectly, these people add to the UK economy. Now he said about work and skilled worker visa. Let's hear what the government is saying currently. It says Labour plans to impose appropriate visa restrictions without formally capping immigration routes, linking immigration and skills policy more closely. He said they aim to address shortage in sectors like construction, IT, and engineering. Now, don't forget construction, IT, and engineering. So it means there are shortages in that sector. So if somebody is wise in this video, I would you should if you are sensitive to what we are reading right now, you should begin to look into the construction sector either as a professional, either as a course of study, or either as something you learn as an apprentice. You would be allowed to immigrate as an apprentice. You'll be allowed to immigrate if you even if that is the course you study. If you have a practical skill in that, you will be allowed to study with it. So look into that shortage sector. There's construction, the IT, and the engineering. Say by reforming the apprenticeship levy to skilled resident worker. Do you see that? Now it says sponsors in key occupations must adhere to government determined workforce plan and fair pay agreement. Now, personally, I'm just gonna say that for sponsors, now I'll read more on that. But for sponsors, ensure that your sponsor is in agreement with with the minimum wage. Okay, so it says disallow. Now these are the things the government. It said the Labour government plans to one disallow companies from sponsoring workers if they lack sufficient workforce training. So it means there is need for quality service. So the government is saying that any company that does not have enough workforce training, they will not be what? Be allowed. Two, remove occupations from the immigration salary list if the sector fail to engage with workforce plan. So any workforce that fails to engage with the workforce plan will be removed from the salary list, from the immigration salary list. 3. They tend to increase penalties for employers violating minimum wage and other employment laws. That is very important. There are some employers that are so wicked. And you know your employee is gonna pay bills, they're gonna do a lot of things, but you would only give them crumbs for what they have done. I don't know why. You would give them work to do. In fact, there is no enough time to work, no enough hour to work. Somebody who is meant to be working maybe like 39, 40 hours per week, and you're giving the person 5 hours, 10 hours in a week, and it's not even consistent. How do you expect the kind of person to live comfortably? And you are the employer. That's another thing the labor is also planning to do. Also, they want to strengthen the Migration Advisory Committee and link it with UK-wide skills body. So, I think that has to do with skill acquisition. I'm not sure. That Labour also plans to investigate the impact of conservatives' increases to salary threshold for the skilled worker route and the prohibition on care worker bringing dependents. Good. Now we all know that the the conservative actually raised um, the salary threshold. It used to be like 20,000 plus, and then you know it was moved to 37,500 or thereabout, and it means that for you to be able to bring in dependent, you have to be doing a job that pays you that amount annually. And guys, there is very slim job. It is very rare. How many employers can pay that kind of money annually? Just few. Very, very few. In fact, very, very few. Very, very few. So most of these companies cannot pay you that amount. So that makes you ineligible to bring your family in. So Labour is saying that that value is high. We will look into what to do about that value. What is the impact of that value so far? Now, between you and I, we know that that value means people have not been flowing in as they should, even if they have what it takes to come in. They can't come in because that become a restriction to them. That value is too high. No employer is gonna employ you through that means. Also, prohibition on scale workers being dependent. Yeah, they will definitely, according to what we're reading here, they will look into the impact of that law. Don't bring dependent as a care worker. What is the impact to the system? What has it done? What is the positive impact? What is the negative impact? And then they can decide if they want to change that rule. And of course, if they've seen that this is going to bring a negative effect, then of course they will reverse all of these things. And don't forget that even when this law was made, there are a lot of ozu bozu, a lot of side talk, a lot of reactions, even in the government house, even in the home office, people saying that you are telling these people not to bring their family, but yet they are yet taking care of another family. Yet you want them to leave their family behind. What's the mental effect? What's the emotional effect to all of this? So let's hope that all of these things will be reversed someday soon. I think then lastly, I think it's about the health and care visa. Now, for the health and care visa, Labour will establish a body to enforce employment rights and investigate migrant worker exploitation in the social care sector. So it's evident that last year a lot of people were coming into the country through legal means, but of course through they were coming in with the right document and information. But of course, when they get here, they notice that a lot of people, a lot of employers have sold out certificate of sponsorship. Now it's difficult to even get certificate of sponsorship. So it seems as though that process has been abused. But now they said they would look into it and see what can be done. So I want to encourage you guys, don't lose hope on in relocating to the UK. I'm not saying the UK is the only place. Of course, from my previous video, I was saying that I share different locations, and I We want you to know that UK is very much still available to relocate into. But let's wait a few more days and see the decision they're going to be making on the care and social care visa, and international students bringing dependents or not, and every other things that might unveil. So guys, let's stay tuned to this channel, and don't forget to leave a like to this video. I promise to share you more information as they unfold. See you again in my next video. Bye.